I hope you guys can see my screen. Just give a thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right. So let's just start the session. Uh, welcome, welcome to the 6th week of live sessions on problem solving through programming in C. So let's just start with a quick recap of what was covered in this week. So you were introduced to arrays, which is a data type. So it is a data type. So it is a collection of similar data types. So if I have an array of integers, it will be an array of integers or float or char type strings like that. So of what you have to keep in mind is whatever is stored in an array, all those need to have similar data. I mean that data type needs to be same. And we saw how we take a user input of an array, or we can also declare an array in the function definition itself, or sorry, not function definition, in variable definition itself, or you can also declare its value separately. You can assign it some value, or you can ask the user to input the value. For that we saw that we use a for loop for that, and then we saw how we can display an array, that is output, and some basic problems were covered in arrays. And so let's just start our first problem. By the way, I'll ask again if the screen is visible, because last time presentation mode was not visible. So was slideshow visible? Just give a thumbs up if slideshow was visible. Okay, thanks. So, it's into the starting. Yeah. So first problem for the day is first task. We'll switch case was done last week, but we'll still last week, but we'll still, just for our practice, we'll do one thing. Okay. So I have this code that you can see on my screen. So I have declared two variables, x and res, and I am running this switch on res, and some cases are there, and then I'll get my output x. Okay, so I'll give you 3 minutes to solve this, and after those 3 minutes I'll start a poll, and you guys can choose the right answer. Okay, so start the timer. It's somewhat of a basic question. Then we'll also look at some variables, some variations. So time's up. I have launched a poll with 4 options. I hope you can see the poll and please answer. Till now I have received only 3 votes. 5 votes. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Someone wants, yeah. Someone was saying something.
Actually, in my chat box, it is showing chat is not available.
Yeah, I had disabled the chat, but now it's enabled again. If you want to type any message now, you can type on the chat. So what happens is when I give a task or a problem, I want you all to try it. So some people will do it very fast, and yeah, Khushbu, I had launched a poll specifically for that, so that you can answer there. Yeah, so so some people are saying 24. So let's find out what the answer is. Okay, I'll stop sharing this and I will share my other tab. It is online C compiler. So yeah, I'm guessing the screen is visible. So so you can see that I have written 2 statements in one line. That is completely valid because I am separating them with a semicolon. Okay. So then I'll run the switch on res. So res is basically I want to say result. Okay. First is case 3. Case 3 then I look after case 5. Sorry. Then I have a default case if these 2 cases are not true. Then I output the thing. So percentage D, X. I'll run this. And as most of you have answered in the chat box and on the polls, the answer is 24. So why is it 24? Why is it not let's say 6? So the thing here is break statement is missing here. Okay, so after each, so when I enter the switch ladder, not ladder, I mean I don't know what it's called. So I am checking res. So first case is as failed. So this line is completely, so this part is not taken into consideration. Then I'll see second case, that is case 5. So like I know res is 5, so it will do x plus plus. So x plus plus means x plus 1. So now x has become 6. Okay, when I reach this point, when I reach the semicolon, x has become 6. Okay. Then since break is not here, if I write break here and run, I'll get 6. I should get 6, yeah. But since break is not there, whatever is below this, it will read this. It will evaluate this. Okay, so x was 6, then it regardless of what case, or I'll add one more case, case 6. Okay, so case 6 is slightly tricky, so yeah, I'll do x plus plus again, x minus minus, whatever. I got 5 into 4, so 6. So it is not 7, okay, it is 6, but it will still read this because I don't have a break here. So if I add a break like I showed, I'll get this. And if I change rest to, let's say 3, so first it will read this, so 3 into 4 is 12, 12 plus 1 13, 13 minus 1 12, 12 into 4, sorry, sorry, x was 5, right? So yeah, 5 into 4 20, 21, 20, 80, right? So I'll get 80. So that is the importance of having a break statement in our switch. Why case 3 failed? Case 3 did not fail. Case 3 passed because res is 3, right? So it read, did x star equal to 4, that is x equals x into 4, x was 5, so x became 20, right? X became 20 here, x becomes 20. So all these cases are false, but since break is not here, it will, regardless of what case I have, or even if it is called default, it will still compute all these, okay? So instead of, so see now x becomes 20, so x is 21, x is 22, x is 88. So let's check if it is 88. Yes, it is in fact 88. Okay, I hope you understood why case 3 didn't fail here. But if I change this to, let's say 7, right? Okay, so for some reason it is oh god. So if it was 7, then it would be 24 again, because case 3 and 5 will fail. So 5 plus 1 will be 6, and 6 into 4 will be 24. Okay, so I'll not write that again because we have more important topics to look at, that is arrays. So I'll just present my presentation again, and we'll see the next task in hand. So this is okay, wait. I will close the chat again because I don't want people answering prematurely. So I have so yeah, this is also one way to declare an array. So here it's one thing is, if I write v5 and this, I can declare it here with its values. But if I write just v5 here and then in the next line I write v5 is this, that will be false. Okay, so you have to tell me why that will be false later. So yeah, so I have this. So what I am saying is, if I remove this, okay fine, and if I write here, what is it called? So v5 is this valid? People who think valid, just give a thumbs up. So will this make it valid now? Okay, never mind. Let's just carry on with this as usual, right? So I have this declaration of J and V. V is an array of maximum 5 elements. Okay, this here means maximum five elements, and I have declared res as my integer variable as the element as at position 1 in V array, and I am running a for loop here. So what will be the answer? Okay, so I will give you it's relatively easy. I will give you 3 minutes, let's say. The poll has been launched. I will. Khushbu, now you can write in the chat. So I've gotten some responses. So let's just have a look what the answer might be. Yeah, since that compiler was causing some issues, I will just use a new compiler here. So for some reason I can't copy it from PowerPoint and paste it, so I have to manually write it. I don't know why it is that way, but let's just carry on. So the answer is 6. Okay, so why is it 6? Because like someone rightly pointed it out, I terminated this if here. Okay, so this if has stopped here. So regardless of what the condition is, res plus plus will happen. So I'm starting from 1 and I'm going till 4. Okay, because j is less than 5 and not less than equal to 5. I'm starting from 1 and v1 means second position. So position 1 here means second, right? So res is now 2, not 1, because it starts from 0 to n minus 1. It's not 1 to n, it is 0 to n minus 1. So value of res is 2 here. Okay, so I'll just write res equal to 2, right? I start, so I see this whole thing from here. I only see these 4 elements. So if you see the positions, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going from 1 to 4, not this. Okay. So my condition is res greater than v of j. So here v of j is 2, it's false, false again, and false again. So if there were not a semicolon here, this will never take place and res will just remain 2. Okay, so if I remove this semicolon and I execute, like I said, it will be 2. Okay, I hope the screen is, yeah, okay, it is visible. But since a semicolon is there, if so, now this becomes part of that condition. This will get executed only if this condition is true. And what happens if I change this to 0? It will become 4. Why? Because res is 2, and instead of starting from here, I start at 1. Okay. So since this is true, because 2 is more than 1, this 2 became 3. Okay. Then when I go to the next cycle, now res has become 3. Res is not true anymore. If res was 2, this would fail at j equals 1. But res has now become 3. So this is still true. Res is now res plus plus, so res has become 3. Sorry, 3 to 4. Okay. Now that it's at 4, it will check again. with this fails, fails and fails. Okay, so if I change this to 3 just for fun, it will become 5 because it passes here. So it was 4 after this, no change after this, passes, so it became 5, no change. Okay, so the first two problems were basically not really technical, they were more about syntax, because the first one showed that why should there be a break statement in switch. This one showed what happens if you put a semicolon after if. Okay, so all these were like warm up. So now let's go to the main thing, right? So screen is visible. Okay. So the third one is you have to write this code. Okay, so you have to take an input of an array of user defined size. So user should first tell you the size of the array, then he should then he or she should input the elements one by one. And one thing to keep in mind is that the size that the user inputs should be less than 50. Okay, so you have to make sure that that happens. So maybe you can write an if statement saying if it is more than 50, then you go back and say then you print a statement saying please input a value less than 50, right? So you can use things like continue or go to, or you can also choose to terminate the program right there. Okay, so that's up to you, but anyway, so if it is less than 50, I take the array, I need to print two things. Okay, so you can do this in one code or you can write two multiple codes for this. First thing is I have to check what all elements are multiples of 3 and print them. Okay, so you can print them just like that, or you can store them in a new array and print that array. It's up to you. Secondly, I have to print the elements that are at the positions that are multiples of 3. So is the statement clear? The second one, task 2 is on screen. Is task 2 on screen or task 3? Okay, someone is trying to say something. Now okay.
Jay, call करूं पाय बरं.
Okay, so yeah, so the task is you have to take input of n first from the user n, or you can keep any variable, let's say you call it size, whatever, that is the size of the array. It should be less than 50. So you can ensure that by two things. So you can write an if statement for that. So if it is more than 50, you can terminate the program then and there, or you can use a goto statement, goto or continue, some one of those you can use, and it goes back to this this printf saying please input size of the array that is less than 50. Okay, once that is done, you take in the array from the user using, I mean, of course, for and scanf, that you should know by now. Then first part of it is first part of the task is you have to find what all elements of the array are multiples of 3 and print them. So you can print them just like that, or you can store them in a new array and print that array. Okay. Second task is you have to print the elements that are whose positions are multiples of 3. Okay, so just clearly try to understand this line, positions that are multiples of 3. Okay, so I'll give you 15 minutes to solve. Actually 10 minutes is enough, but I'll still give you 15 minutes to solve. Or I'll do one thing, I'll keep the timer for 10 minutes. I'll ask how many of you have done. If sufficient, if I have a sufficient number, I'll just keep the timer at 10 only. Okay, just give it a go. Yeah, Kshitij Singh, you have raised your hand. Kshitij Singh, you have raised your hand. Okay, it's down again. Oh, wait. Yeah, now speak.
Sir, please explain second part of this
Yeah,
question.
so first part you got it right. Whatever numbers are, whatever elements are multiples of 3, you have to print those. Second part is positions that are multiples of 3. Okay, so what are positions 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that. So you have to print every third number, that's all. It's not actually every third number, okay, because array doesn't start from 1, so keep that in mind. So and just start. Whoever has done this question, can you just give the thumbs up? Okay, so it seems like only one person has done. Can you unmute yourself and okay, Sudipta Sarkar. Do you have to say something? Sudipta Sarkar? No? Okay. Yeah, people who want to answer, I mean, just explain to the class. Oh God, someone wrote the whole code here. And void main. Someone has been doing C++ parallelly. Anyway, Yeah, this is, I mean, as long as you get the result, I think it's fine. So anyway, let's just I'll just write the code. I hope the screen is visible. So let's just see what Monica has written. Char. Why have you initialized these values as char? Okay. Anyway. Scanf. Okay. Yeah. It should be int. So if then print. Oh, you are storing it in a different array. Okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said, you can do it however you want. So I'll just I'll remove all this. So int, I'll call my first array A, which is 50, and size should be n. Not should be, it's up to me. Okay, and then I'll take I as my counter. So I have printf the size of the array okay, just a minute. Okay, scanf. Usually we keep n for dimension, m and n. So here, if you see the dimension of the array, it is one dimensional, and size is n. Okay, so like that. If you will come across multi-dimensional arrays in the following weeks. Okay, so scanf, and now I have to check if it is what is it called? If n greater than 50, then I'll say goto. So I have to call this something, this printf statement, I have to call it something. So I will call it let's say input, not input, size input. Okay, go to size input. So this is a label. Okay, so this size input is a label that I defined. So if I hit this, if I read this statement, it will read this, it will look for this label that is here in the whole code. So this goto, I can have either this label, I can have either below or above goto. So it's up to me. Yeah, but okay, someone has a doubt. Sania Kasar, you have raised your hand. Do you want to say? Do you have something to tell us? Okay. Yeah, please. You can unmute yourself and say something, or you can just type it in the chat if you're more comfortable that way. tell me again question 2. Yeah, question 2 as in part 2 of that question, right? So first part was about this thing, the elements that are multiples of 3, and second part of was you have to just see the positions that are multiples of 3. So position in array are what, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean first position, 0th position, second position, like that. So just if the positions are multiples of 3, you have to print it. Okay, that's all. So that was the second part of the question. So yeah, goto. Goto in generally we don't prefer using goto because statements like goto, continue and all, they are not in good practice, because many a times when creating viruses and all in for computers, I mean let's say you start some random program and it keeps getting stuck at one line, then maybe in some big code, goto is part of that and you are getting stuck because of that. So goto is not a good practice, but since I said you can use goto, continue and all, and it is quite useful here. Okay, so it will go back, and I will just put \n here, because if I don't do that, then this, if I enter something more than 50, it will just stack one after, not stack, it will just get printed in this same line, this enter the size of the array. Okay, so we are done with this. It's not done with this, we are done with the first part. Let's see, not first part, with the preliminary thing that size should be less than 50. And can you tell me use of goto once more? So this is the syntax for goto. Okay, first I'll explain the syntax of goto. This is called the label. Okay, label. So I have to mention this label somewhere in the code, okay, with colon. Okay, with colon I have to mention this label, not semicolon but colon. Keep that in mind. So this colon can be below or above goto. So I'll have a bunch of lines here, okay, bunch of lines. Sorry. So if I have goto here, it will ignore these bunch of lines and it will directly go to wherever I have mentioned the label. So if I have the label down here, let's say I wrote some 100 lines of code here, it will skip all that, it will go to the label. Or if I have a lot of code here and the label is there on top or somewhere, it will just go to that label. So the goto is literally go to that label. Okay, so I'll change the name of the label to size input again, because it makes sense, right? It's bringing you back to this line. I mean, this line means this part of the code, because whole thing will get repeated again. So if this is true, that means if the size is more than 50, it will ask you to enter the size again. Okay, and if you enter a size more than that again, it will go back. Okay, so you will just be doing back and forth as long as your n is more than 50. So to carry on with the code, you have to enter the thing, your size should be less than 50. Okay, so after this I'll write printf, enter the elements one by one, or scanf. So I have only one line in for. So I don't need to have the curly braces, okay. But still, even here, since there is only one line under this if, I don't need curly braces. If this was part of the if, then I'll need curly braces. But if it's only one line, you don't actually need. Okay, so scanf percentage %d, and what is this? Each element, right? So a of I. That's all. But for my satisfaction, I'll just put this in braces just for fun. Okay, we'll also see what happens if we remove these brackets. Okay, so don't worry, can make it bigger. Now the array input part is done. Next, what we have to do is first we have to check for all the elements that are multiples of 3. Okay, so I'll just just for I don't know. Yeah, so I don't need this. I'll just give one space here. Okay, then I'll start the loop again. I can reuse I. Okay, so I, after this loop it has become n, but since I have reinitialized it to 0, I can reuse I as many times I want. So right, so now I have to check if. So like I said, I can either store these in a new array or I can just print them. Okay, so just printing them would mean a of I so this is the condition that checks if it is a multiple of 3 or not, because remainder when divided by 3 should be 0. I'll just write printf and percentage %d. I'll give a space here, okay, so that if I have to print elements one by one, there'll be a space before each element or a gap as such. A of I. That's all. So this first part is done, fairly easy. So I'll just run it. Okay. Enter size of the array. I'll write 55. Okay, sorry. 55. See, 33. Okay, 33 will be too much. Okay, 60. So you can see that it keeps printing it back, because this if has been satisfied, so it will go to. Now I'll say like 6 dash 6 not found, command not found. Okay. Uh, 6 so there seems to be some bash error. Okay, try it somewhere else. What is bash error? in does not declare. So yeah, I have made a mistake. wait, what? AN does not declare. What do you mean by that? So many ads. This. See, in this it works. For this, some reason, some bash. Okay, I'll just see if I write 55, it will not work. But if I write 6, it will work. Enter elements one by one. So 2, 6, 4, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 15. So multiples of 3 are 6, 9, 12 and 15. Okay. So this is the first part. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm sharing the wrong tab. Wait. Share. I just copied and pasted the same code here. In the previous compiler, some bash error was showing, but in this it does not show. So you can see that. First I gave the value of n as 55, and of course it didn't say it was not valid, so it hit the goto and this statement got printed again. I gave it as 6, and now it shows me all the multiples of 3. Okay, so second part is also fairly easy. I will just for so here I'll use J, because why not, right? So what I know is I need, first of all this should be the size should be more than 3, right? So I'll just write here if size is less than 3, not size, it's n, printf not big enough, else. Right, now I can say for, so according to this it is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So I have to take into consideration 0. So I can just write for j equals 3, j less than n, yes, j plus equals 3, that's all. That's all I have to do. Printf. Wait, so before writing this I will give a printf statement saying elements at positions right. So this thing printf, just print the element, easy. A of j, right? So I have started at 3 and I'll increment the loop by 3. So I'll go 3, what is it called? I'll go third position, 6th position and all. But what if I want not the third position but the third number or the third element? Then I'll have to declare it as 2, right? Because 0, 1, 2. So 2. So it's the position's name is 2, but for us it's the third third element, right? So I'll run this. I'll where did I miss the semicolon? Here. I'll run this, so I'll give some, let's say 12. Okay, some big array. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 8, 9, 9, 12, 12. Okay, so hit enter. Yeah, so I need to give a space here. But so elements at that are multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 9, 12, 12, of course, and at these positions. Okay, so 3 is there, 6 is there, 9 is there, and 12 is there. Okay, this is a bad example. I'll do one again. So I have 1, 3, 2, 5, 6, 4, 9, 18, 27. 10, 10, 10. Okay. So yeah, so 2, 4, 27 and 10 are at positions 3, 6 and 9. 3, 6, 9 and 12, and the numbers that are multiples of 12 are 3, 6, 9, 18 and 27. Okay, was that clear? I hope it was clear. So how will the code, I wanted to get all numbers that are multiples of 3 under 200 just by entering size of array like 200. So yeah, that is also easy. So what you can do is array, you define it as 200, okay, and actually you don't need an array, right? For that, just start for and keep I from 1 to 200, I equals 1 to less than equal to 200, I plus plus, and if this thing is true, then just print. Or if you want an array, how do you do that? So you can just declare the array like this. So I'll just use comments to write, because of course, right. So I'll use the comments to write here. So I'll just declare int let's say some d as 200 size, right. I'll just for wait, so d 0 is 1. Okay, so I'll just write for I equals, I of course declare here, for int I equals 0, I less than 200, I plus plus. You can just write d of I plus 1 equals d of I plus 1, done. So you will get an array of 1 to 200. Got it? This is easy, but I was thinking how to do using arrays concept. Okay, so did you get this? You just have to write one line here, right, to say, I mean in other languages, in I think MATLAB, you have just one code called linspace. So you get a linearly spaced vector. So this is Abuzar Sheikh. Okay. So people are accidentally raising their hands. Okay, I hope this was clear. Let's go to the next question. So next one is also a small task. The code to take input of integers, size should be even. Okay, so last time the condition was size should be less than 50. So here let's just say that our user knows that the size is less than 50, 100 or whatever maximum size you give when you define the array. So only thing you have to check is size should be even. Flip the adjacent elements and display the final array as a column. Okay, display the final array as a column. So any doubts with this? I'll start the timer then. So array you have to take size is even, okay, like 4, 6, 8, 12 like that. You flip, I'll just write a sample output. So array, my array is called ar equal to I have 1, 2, output. Two, 1, 4, 3, 6, 5. Okay, so this should be the output. I just flip adjacent numbers, okay, in pairs of 2. So I have to write in pairs of 2, else it will just get flip, and the whole array, and the second element will become the last element, and sorry, the first element will become the last element, and instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So that's not what I want. I just want to flip the adjacent numbers in pairs. Okay, so I've first two swapped, these two swapped, and these two also swapped. So that is what I want. So I've already started the timer and 2 minutes are up, so maybe if you want I'll give you 2 extra minutes. I have a doubt from assignment 4. So assignment 4, can you share it in the chat what doubt you have? By the way, we are in week 6, so assignment 4 you must have gotten the whole solution from the team. I mean your score, answers, and the whole like proper So time is up. I hope you had a chance to do it. Fairly simple, but give a thumbs up if you have done the question. No thumbs ups? Okay. Never mind. I'll just try to, I'll attempt it in front of you then. So we have this old code. Yeah, I hope you guys noted this down because I'm going to. Anyway, these videos are going on YouTube, so if you think that this is too fast, you can just pause that. Pause the video, and the link will be shared by the NPTEL team, so that you can also get my channel. Right. Okay. So I'll remove this. I'll remove this. Actually, I'll right. So this way, size of an array. In the bracket, I'll mention even here. Okay, even. So here, yeah. So instead of using goto to make sure that it is less than 50, I have just made sure that it is even. Okay, so if n mod 2 not equal to 0, that means it is odd. I'll go back here. So that is one way of doing that, and entering the elements here again. So that is also more or less, right. So yeah, I'll remove this. So I can do it in two ways. I can either what is that called? I can either create a new array and store the elements like I want it to be, like my sample output, or I can make changes in my current array itself. So what I'll do here is I'll make the changes in my current array itself. Okay, so A will become new A, whatever. Okay, so I'm swapping two elements, right? So if I read the first element, I don't need to read the second element, because I'm still reading. So instead of I plus plus, I'll just increment it by 2. Then I'll create a temp variable. So that is j here. Great. I have one extra variable here, j. So I'll use j as temp. So I'll say j equals a of I, then a of I equals a of I plus 1, then a of I plus 1 equals j. Yeah, I can do it without using j, using this a plus b, a minus b, a minus b, right? I have done that in my, I think, first or second live session, like how we can swap two numbers without using a third variable. So I'm not going to do that. I have my my trusty third variable here, j. So now for the last part, printing it as a column. Okay, so printf the updated arrays So here you can see that this is from the previous question. This is a row. Okay, so row is this, column is this, and I've made sure that there is gap here by adding a space. Now I want it to be vertical, right, as a column. So I can do that too. Do for I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Just write printf percentage and to make sure that it is in the next line or as a column, I'll just add a backslash n here. That's all. So it will okay, it's not letting me run. So I will again. That's the problem with free compilers, I guess. So yeah, I have just copied and pasted the code here. Okay, so Yashaswini, do you have? Okay, you have great. So I've just copied and pasted the code in the new compiler because this won't let me run for some reason the old one. So yeah, there is a way to beautify the code, share code, source code, whatever. So I clicked on execute. If I write something like 5. So yeah, when this compiler is all the compilers are, I mean, for some reason they're giving trouble back to back. Oh, this I can't use. Sorry. So that is why you should, download a compiler and keep. Okay, so don't do what I'm doing. So if you download a compiler and keep, then it will help you better, I guess. So I'll run this. Yeah, enter size. I hope you can see in the bottom half. So enter size of the array. I'll enter 5. I'll hit enter. This thing is satisfied because it is not a multiple of 2. Go to size input again to make sure that it is even. I'll say 6. Enter array elements one by one. So like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was my sample input. I'll hit enter and I got this thing. So 2, 1, 4, 3, 6, 5 in a column. Okay, is this clear? So zooming is not really helping here because the updated array. Can you see the results window? So was this clear? Okay, great. So one more person has posted his code. Let's check that out. Temp, okay, I plus plus. You see, what you are doing is you are, what I said at the beginning, printing. Yes, there are a few mistakes in the code. So if n is odd, it will not actually give a compilation error because that for it doesn't work that way. Okay, fine. So you will be printing the second element first, and then there is no swap, right? It's just like I said, this will just push your first element to the last, that's all. This will just push, see, I have 1 2 swapped, so now 2 is here, 1 is here, right? So now I have 1 3 swapped, 1 4 swapped, so I'll have 2 3 4 5 6 then 1. So this thing is still maintained, the order is still maintained, but just that the first element just went to the end, that's all. So no, you don't have to be sorry. Oh my God, don't say sorry. We all make I mean, the fact that you tried, that is great. So we all learn from our mistakes. Okay. So keep up the good work. And see, the best thing about programming is you have a chance to debug your code. So you write a code thinking it will give you some output that you expect, but then it ends up giving something which you don't expect. So you can see line by line that where the mistake might be. So that's how you learn. Okay. So was my code clear? Just give a thumbs up if you understood the code. Kshitij Singh already gave a thumbs up. Okay, great. Okay, then I think yeah, we can move to the next one. So next one, I have done something like the next. I mean, okay, I'll just share the screen. Stop presenting this. Today is my first class. Okay, so yeah, I'll just yeah. So last question is this. So you might remember that in either week 2 or week 3, I think week 3, we did a code on finding the nth prime number. Okay, so if I enter the value of n, it should give me the value of the nth prime number. So I told you at the end that when we'll do arrays, okay, actually we did this last week, I guess, or maybe last week, I don't remember. Okay, so if we, so I remember telling you that once we reach arrays, we can print the whole thing. I mean, not the whole thing, I mean the first n prime numbers. Instead of just the nth prime number, I can print I can store the first n prime numbers in an array, and I can print them. Okay, so I mean, the people who attended that class, they would know how to write this quite easily, and today is my first class and I don't know anything. Okay, so have you been attending have you been watching the lectures on YouTube or the NPTEL website? Because that's the main thing. This is just practice sessions. Oh no. Okay, then do that. So where were we? Yeah. So since the strength has been diminishing weekly, so I guess only the active, so the active returning participants should not take more than 10 minutes to solve this. So 10 minutes. Okay, so what we'll do is Do you guys want to do this as homework? Okay, so this shall be your homework. So yes, yeah, this shall be the homework, and yes sir, need time. 10 minutes is not enough. Yeah, I know. 10 minutes is not enough. The prime number thing is actually quite tricky. So we'll try to do another question. Okay, which is, we saw what, okay, so multiples of 3, array. I wanted to give you the one of reversing an array, but I think it is part of your week 6 assignment, so I can't technically do that. That would be giving you the answer. So first program itself. So it is like time. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Please tell me code for question 4. Wait. I'll stop presenting this. I'll present the code. I don't know which one it was. Here it is. So I'll explain the code again, line by line. I hope you got the task you had, right? So if I enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have to swap two numbers. I mean 2 pairs. Each pair I have to swap. So I made sure that the size is even, so that I made sure that the size is even, so that I can have pairs and not any one hanging out. So if I have 5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 is alone, right? So that is why the size has to be even. So I made sure of that by using goto. Okay, this is n. This is a condition to check if it is odd. So if it is odd, I'll come back here and I'll ask for the size again. When it becomes even, I'll enter the elements one by one. I mean the user will, right? So this loop is for that, and then once that is done, I'll swap. So see, you can see the results window below. So it says that enter the size 5, no, then 6, then the elements were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2 got swapped, became 2, 1, 3, 4 became 4, 3, and 5, 6 became 6, 5. So that is what I wanted to do, and I have done this. So basically I am swapping 1 and 2, right? So this is for that. I can use a temp variable. So here the temp variable is j. So instead of j, I'll write temp here. So I mean it will still work because the name of the variable is same. So temp. So this is basically swapping ai and ai plus 1. So I am swapping 0th and the first element. So 1 and 2 have been swapped. Then if I go to so now it has become 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then if I do I plus plus, I will go to 1 again. I mean the first element is now 1, right? 2, 1, 3, 6, sorry, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll swap 1 and 3, then I'll swap 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 1 and 6. So I'll get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 1. I don't want that. So I'll do I plus plus twice. So I plus equals 2. So after this I will directly go to this position, right? So now I am at position 2, that is actually the third position. So I'll swap 3 and 4, then from this position I will jump to this position, then I'll finally swap 5 and 6. It's clear? Okay, great. Okay, crazy. So yeah, so the fifth question is like, it's not meant to be done in 10 minutes, I guess. So I'll keep that as homework, and we are almost out of time as well. So if you have any general doubts, you can ask related to today's session or this week's topics, else we'll wrap up. So typing takes time. If you have a doubt, just raise your hand so that I'll know that you are typing, because it's not like a WhatsApp that it will show that someone is typing. Since no one has raised hands and most of the participants have already left, so we'll just call it a day. Have a good day. Bye.